In the aftermath of that hate fest known as the Carry the Light Conference staged by the Canadian arm of the Islamic Circle of North America, what do our elected officials have to say? Yeah, radio silence. As most of you presumably know from our lindasarsour.ca campaign, the Rebel took a stance in outing Sarsour and a collection of other equally odious speakers who showed up in the Greater Toronto Area on Thanksgiving weekend. Now, we weren't advocating a ban for Sarsour and her mentor, Siraj Wahaj, an unindicted co-conspirator in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. No, we merely wanted people to know what these people stood for. So we crowdfunded that wonderful Jumbotron-equipped truck to circle the Toronto International Centre, putting Sarsour's hate on full display for all to see. Now, we would have loved to have attended the Carry the Light speeches, except for the fact that we were frog-marched off the property at the request of ICNA officials. Other observers were also denied entry. At one point, someone connected to the event said it was verboten for non-Muslims to attend. ICNA has since issued a press release noting the individual who stated that was not speaking in an official capacity for ICNA. But when I was researching my previous commentaries about the Carry the Light conference, I reached out to the MP and MPP of the region where the Toronto International Centre is located, as well as the mayors of Toronto and Mississauga. I wanted to get their opinion on the odious rhetoric advocated by speakers, such as Sarsour's dream of implementing Sharia law in the West and her support of a jihad against President Donald Trump. Only Toronto Mayor John Tory responded through his spokesman, who remarked, quote, "The mayor condemns all forms of hatred. Although this event is taking place in Mississauga, the mayor would hope that no public events should be held in the GTA where speakers with homophobic, misogynistic, or anti-Semitic views are given a platform to speak," end quote. But when it comes to Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie, who did not respond to repeated requests for comment, one must ponder, does she actually subscribe to some of the opinions that were being advocated at the ICNA event? Check out this footage of Mayor Crombie at the Meadowvale Islamic Centre. The footage is intriguing as it shows Crombie attacking one of her political rivals, Kevin J. Johnson, but even more concerning, it turns out Crombie is actually a supporter of the anti-free speech motion known as M103.
Intolerant individual who does not share our values, who fought us against M103 and attacked Iker Khaled, attacks me, attacks Sue McFadden. When it came to the prayer on Fridays at the schools, only Noka stood up for you because he was trying to eliminate it. He has completely attacked all our values.
Did you catch that, folks? Apparently, Canadian values, according to Crombie, include anti-free speech proclamations. Apparently, Canadian values include the idea of gender-segregated mini-mosques being accommodated in public schools funded by the taxpayer dollar. Sorry, but when exactly did this all become part and parcel of Canadiana? But here's the rub. Imagine if M103, that motion that Mayor Crombie so lovingly embraces, was to become law. Then you know what? That Jumbotron truck we rented outing Linda Sarsour with her own words, that could be deemed as an act of Islamophobia. And if that was the case, not only would our protest be shut down, but we would have been facing criminal charges simply for being critical of Islam. And yet leftists like Bonnie Crombie are fine with this. Indeed, they now embrace draconian censorship of fair comment while turning a blind eye to the hatred spewed by Sarsour and company because, well, I guess that's diverse hatred, and therefore, in the name of reasonable accommodation, this is hatred that needs to be tolerated. Actually, strike that. Given the identity politics at play here, this is hatred that needs to be embraced as a Canadian value. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you travel.